Alright, hello and welcome back to 2K14 Universe. I am Jitch and you are watching SmackDown. So, as you might have already noticed, this looks way better now. Yeah, that's because I finally got that splitter I'd been talking about. It showed up today and holy hell, this game looks awful in component now that I realize how it looks with an HDMI. Go look at like NXT or like last week's SmackDown or something if you want like the correct lighting. It looks so much worse than this. Oh my god, am I glad to finally have this set up. Finally! Like 100 episodes deep, but I finally did it. The final Universe season on PS3. But you know what? I mean, I gotta go do the other story modes again anyway, so at least those will look way better. Like, you can't deny how much better this looks. It's like night and day. It used to be so grainy. It used to be so grainy. Oh my god, I'm so glad to finally have that over with. That will make recording this way easier going forward too. Like, the episode shouldn't take nearly as much trouble to get going. Thank god for that. What a relief. I was so worried when it showed up that it wasn't going to work. But thankfully, I bought a cheap one as recommended, and it worked. Well, anyway, we're kicking things off here tonight on SmackDown with a huge Intercontinental Championship match that I have paid no attention to in the introduction of. But it is here. It is happening. It is right now. So here we go. Oh. Big start to the match there. Edge, obviously, with a lot of respect for Bret Hart right now, he says the World Heavyweight Championship is a little bit off limits. He doesn't want to cross any lines with Bret as much as he respects him, as much as he thinks that would be a great match. Obviously, he's not number one contender either. But he did put down a challenge to which someone gladly accepted, and that was for the Intercontinental Championship. Edge says he would love to win his second ever singles title and, you know, have it last longer than like a couple minutes, like his only other singles championship. However, the only problem that Edge is going to face here tonight is, I mean, look at his opponent. The Big Show has been on fire lately, from Randy Orton to Sheamus and many, many more. There have been a lot of people gunning for the Intercontinental Championship right now, and Edge just got pushed to the front of the line by an... Okay, we're going to just move on from that. This really does fix a lot of my qualms with this, though, honestly. It just looks so much better. The picture is so clear. I can't really explain the difference. Like, you could probably take a screenshot of the two and, like, 50-50 the image. And, like, holy hell, you are going to notice the difference. I guarantee, if you're watching this in 720p or higher, you are going to notice that difference. There is no way you wouldn't. I can't get over it. It's so... Part of me is just like, why? Why do I now have 100 episodes that look terrible in comparison? Well, you know what? It doesn't matter, because I got another 70 that are going to look like this. There does seem to be some kind of weird motion blur going on, but you know what? I'll take that, honestly. I'm curious to see if the game still slows down a bunch. I mean, it probably will. It's just, I don't really recall that being an issue with the other wrestling games. So I always find that one a bit strange, but I think it's literally just going to clear up the picture. But the thing is, the cable, so to sum up why this was so important to me, the component cable would come loose a lot. And as I mentioned before, every time I switched from HDMI to component, it would crash my capture card. And I'd have to like reset it multiple times. And it always felt like it was like on the cusp of like breaking the amount of times I had to do it. But thankfully that never happened. Also, I feel like I've really undersold tonight's show because I've been too busy talking about this. So we've got Edge and Big Show for the Intercontinental Championship tonight. Much like last week's SmackDown, we've got an Intercontinental title match to kick off the show and a World Heavyweight title match to close out the show. And what a World Heavyweight title match we've got here tonight. Bret Hart says that he is the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be, but he's never faced the best in the world. So here tonight we've got a dream match on our... Boy, that ended really suddenly. We've got a dream match on our hands in the main event tonight, as CM Punk is Bret Hart's next weekly World Heavyweight Championship challenger. That's pretty big. CM Punk says he's got a lot riding on tonight. He can't lose. He needs this win more than anything. He appreciates Bret giving it to him, but Bret's got to understand one thing. CM Punk, with all the respect in the world that he has for Bret, he's thrown that out the window tonight for that World Heavyweight Championship. It is going to get big. It is going to get personal. It's going to be a phenomenal main event. Well, anyway, we got much more to come here on SmackDown. Up next, I don't remember. Well, Sheamus still wants to see it happen. You know, I believe Big Show just picked up his 70th career victory. Sheamus is in the 60s right now. He really wants that Intercontinental Championship opportunity, and he is saying at Hell in a Cell, Big Show has got to face the music. He wants that one-on-one match. And I want to tell you, Sheamus right now, he's one of the top, I think, 3 for the World Heavyweight Championship. He's really up there. He is a rightful contender. But it seems like Sheamus is actually more focused on winning a title he has never won before, as opposed to the other 2 titles here on SmackDown that he currently holds both of the records for as the longest reigning. I have nothing else to say. I don't know what. I don't know. That took a little too long. I don't really know what to say. We'll see if Sheamus can solidify moving up in the ranks and perhaps being put on the map of the Big Show by defeating his tag team partner. I hope this match isn't as short-lived as that first match. That may not have meant to end that way. Oh well. Okay, actually, this is a perfect example of the difference now that I think about it. You can actually read the nameplate now. Wow, that's amazing. I'm so happy with this. I think this is really gonna help boost this for at least a little while, you know, until I'm gonna be like Tony Khan with an ex-WWE wrestler on my roster. I'm gonna be really hyped about this for like a couple weeks, and then I'm gonna get bored of it and move on to the next thing. True observation. And then I'll get something else to keep me interested for 5 seconds. Can't wait to find out what that'll be. So here we go, Sheamus and Chris Jericho. I don't know if this match has happened in the past. I'm not too familiar with the idea of these two facing off against each other, so I don't think this has actually ever taken place before. But for Sheamus, it's all about knocking off the tag team partner of... No, this has nothing to do with the World Heavyweight Championship. Don't listen to him. This is very important because this is all about knocking off the tag team partner of the man that has currently got the championship that this guy wants. If Sheamus can beat Chris Jericho here tonight, he has beaten one half of the World Tag Team Champions, sure, but he has beaten the close friend of the Big Show. Big Show. And that, I think, is very important in getting into the mind of the Big Show and getting into the mind of Jericho. Starting to wonder when we're actually going to see that Money in the Bank cash in. You know, Chris Jericho and both Chris Jericho and Antonio Cesaro, they've been very hesitant to make that first move when it comes to the Money in the Bank contract. Perhaps there is a little bit more thought to put into this. Really, they got to pick their spot after all. They got to know when the time is right. Woo woo. Sheamus looking impressive, right? Jericho looking impressive against Sheamus right now. But Sheamus able to turn things around. Sheamus just comes fresh off of the back of a red hot series of matches with John Cena, in which Sheamus came out the winner. I definitely think that was a real good moment for the both of them. But I think that Sheamus obviously gained a lot more from it, being that he beat Cena 2-1. We haven't really seen a whole lot of Cena since then. Thanks, Jack. He's not very happy. He's done a poop and it stinks and he's complaining. Okay, I don't know why he's complaining, but he's complaining. You needed to know this, so I told you. I tell you, Jericho has managed to take Sheamus under control quite a bit so far in this match. I'm actually very impressed by Jericho. But you got to think this could one day be the holder of the World Heavyweight Championship, and at that point, it's all about making history. It's all about trying to be the very best there ever was. And obviously, right now, Sheamus has a record that a lot of people have tried to beat, but nobody so far has. Now, I will argue, that's one of my favorite arguments to give, what good is a long championship reign if they're never defending the title? Well, it's about as worthless as it gets. And that's why I think that Bret Hart... Sorry, Freudian slip, must have been thinking about something else there. That's why I think that Bret Hart, so far, has actually been one of the better... one of the better World Heavyweight Champions we've seen so far, as he has defended that title so frequently. Nah, okay, we're still gonna get the weird laggy frame drops. I think that's just the PS3's performance, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of games do tend to look a little worse and play a little worse on the PS3 in comparison to the 360. I'll be sticking to the PS3. So so much noise going on around me. I keep wondering what it all is. Walls of Jericho, Cole. The walls of Jericho. He's got the walls of Jericho locked in. Good God. Imagine Sheamus tapping out. I can't. I don't think he knows how to tap out. I don't think either of these men have considered that they might not walk out the winner. Cover attempt here by Sheamus on Jericho, and it's not over. I was about to say, and it's over. It's not. Fan favorite in action up next, everybody. As I believe it is Robert Scorpio and Rey Mysterio up next. So, I know you've all been lusting for more Robert Scorpio. Well, lust no more. Boy, you must be so happy to know that that's coming up next. Jericho just wiping his hands time and time again. Here comes that clothesline, drop kick, whatever it is he wants to do. Oh, no, roll up. Very religious. Whoa, what? The hell was he talking about? Have you tried? Referee showing us that he is in fact capable of counting. Strikes from Sheamus and Jericho back and forth. You know, I should probably actually upload some Universe episodes sometime. Fun fact, the time I'm recording this, neither Raw or NXT are actually up right now. Neither Champions is, but the other two aren't. I've just been kind of like hoarding episodes for a bit. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not going to go past the week because otherwise then the rankings on the wiki get a little bit fucky. I don't know if anyone actually ever looks at the rankings. Also, shout out to the one dude that kept editing Big Show's info wrong. Thanks for that. You've now been banned from editing on the wiki, so don't do that. And Jericho with a humongous victory over Sheamus. Jericho really picking up some major momentum lately. These guys are untouchable. I tell you, I think it is going to take an all-star tag team to take the championships away from Jericho. I think these two are in for potentially Sheamus record-breaking World Tag Team title run. They have been incredible. Well, anyway, Jericho is victorious, and on that note, we must move on. Hold on to your butts, everybody, because it's Robert Scorpio and Rey Mysterio in a battle of the EOs up next. For any issues you may have with Robert Scorpio, just be glad you get to hear this song, alright? At least you got that going for you. Well, tonight Robert Scorpio faces off against Rey Mysterio, who has unfortunately been disgraced as one of the bottom-ranked guys on the SmackDown roster right now. I don't use the term disgrace very lightly. I actually feel horrible for Rey Mysterio and his drop in status. But, you know, it can always be turned around, and I think a nice, easy opponent Rey might be the way to go. I feel like I sell him a little too short sometimes. I can't help it. Imagine how obnoxious it would be if I was just sat here hyping up my own guy. Yeah, he's the best. He's gonna kick Rey Mysterio's mask off his face. He's the greatest of all time. Imagine if I was able to do that. God, no. That'd be awful. I mean, I'm sure there's someone out there that would enjoy it, but I wouldn't. I would feel so ashamed of myself. That's not to say I'm not open to the idea of him being a success, by the way. It's just, you know, the cards have got to land right, and at the moment, he hasn't exactly had the most amazing run. Like, he hasn't had a bad one. I feel like, you know, the win over Ryback was a great start, but now we're going to see if he can beat Rey Mysterio. If he can beat Rey, maybe he can move one step further up the ladder, and you never know, maybe one day he can face Big Show for the Intercontinental title. That would probably not end very well. It'd probably be like Edge's match at the start of the show, maybe worse. Well, we got two very fast, very athletic superstars in the ring right now, so they do actually have a kind of meshing chemistry. You notice Rey Mysterio still actually wears the mark of Sin Cara on the back of his mask. This guy very, very loyal to his now former tag team partner. Rey Mysterio has maintained that he's not thrilled to have lost Sin Cara to NXT, but he hopes that Sin Cara will find far more success down there than he ever did here on SmackDown. And we'll find out about that because this upcoming Wednesday on NXT, we will finally see the NXT debut, well, I guess kind of re-debut? I don't know, because he's obviously already appeared on NXT when he lost to Fandango. But we'll be seeing the return, I guess. I don't know. Sin Cara will be in action this Wednesday on NXT. I mean, he's definitely got an uphill struggle as he's going to be fighting the 7-foot Wolf Kessler in his first NXT official, like NXT Superstar official match. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. His first official NXT match as an NXT Superstar. There you go. I think I got the sentence out that I was trying to say. I don't think either of these superstars' elbows are that big, I'm going to be honest. They're kind of small. Wouldn't put a world title on them, isn't that right, Billy Corgan? For anyone that doesn't know the context of that, I saw a clip recently from an interview where Billy Corgan said that the reason they never put a world title, or they didn't like putting a world title, I think because they were talking about TNA, where he did actually win it, I think. But like, the reason they didn't want to put a world title on Eli Drake, or as you may know him better, LA Knight, is because he wasn't big enough. He wasn't big. By the way, does that not immediately explain why the fuck they put a world title on Brodus Clay? He thinks big means that they should win a world title. Not talent, not charisma, just big. Well, coming up next, he has been taken SmackDown. Sorry, because I was talking about NXT a second ago. I think I just got stuck in my head. He's been taken SmackDown by storm with back-to-back victories over Rey Mysterio and Rick Rude. Up next, Fandango looks to pick up his third SmackDown victory since debuting as he faces off against, Ricky Steamboat. Sorry, I remember watching some like old WCW where like they'd constantly call him, what was that WWF? It was one of the two. They kept calling Ricky Steamboat Rick Steamboat on commentary. Rick Steamboat. Very impressive. I think it was WCW, because I can't remember that commentator's name, but he has the most old school commentator voice ever. It's not Bob Caudle, is it? No, I don't think so. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm getting distracted. It's about stuff that doesn't matter. Oh, Scorpio. Going in for the white tiger. No, never mind. Oh, got me there. Crimson Edge. Very nice. He is wearing crimson today. That's quite appropriate. Rey Mysterio kicking up to his feet. And, yeah, taking it to the corner. Referee playing human shield to Scorpio. He's tired of seeing either of these two lose. You know, he just wants to... oh, my chest. Ow. Oh, my God. Oh, that hurt. That actually hurt my chest to laugh at that. What happened? Here we go. Now we're getting the White Tiger Bomb. My mistake. There it is. White Tiger Bomb by Scorpio. Cover on Rey Mysterio. Scorpio picking up a major win over a former multi-time champion. This one will do him wonders, I'd say, in the reputation department. Well done to Scorpio. What would you like to see in the future for Robert Scorpio? Let me ask that question to you now. Let me sit you down and just ask you this question real quick. What would you like to see Robert Scorpio do here on SmackDown? Someone's like, retire. No, really, what would you guys like to see? Let me hear it. I mean, obviously I'm not literally like telling you to book him. I'm just saying, like, what do you think would be the best next step for Robert Scorpio? As we move on to our next match, I need to recolor those gloves. They don't match the tights. As we move on to our next match, Fandango is in action once again. Well, Ricky Steamboat, he definitely appears very sparingly here on SmackDown, I gotta admit, but tonight he's got an opportunity to knock off a man with a lot of momentum, and I actually think that would be a very big deal for Ricky Steamboat if he could beat Fandango. I think Fandango has really legitimized himself as a star here on SmackDown lately, and he's quickly becoming the one to beat right now, as I feel like the more success he gets, the more time that's going to be invested into him, and obviously the less time that's going to be invested into superstars like Ricky Steamboat. So this is an important match for him tonight, to try and put his face on the map. Listen to those cheers. Are you listening? You better be. There he is. What a hunk. What a mega star. Fandango, everybody. You gotta love him. I've seen some predictions that this guy could be the one to beat the Big Show for the Intercontinental Championship. That would be very interesting, as a matter of fact. I'd be curious to see that match happen. As I said before, he definitely showed that his speed, quick thinking, and agility, which is different to speed, were very impressive against Andre the Giant for the NXT Championship. He didn't win in the end, but, you know, he looked very impressive, and that might be the foundation for a potential major win coming Fandango's way. Who doesn't love this song, by the way? Cha-cha-la-la. What a banger. What a time to be alive. I want to know why he nods at the right boob. What does he know that we don't? It's perhaps one of the longest entrances in all of SmackDown as well, but he really does like to soak in every second of it. I definitely don't think he's... It's quite interesting, actually. He comes out, he gets booed pretty heavily, and as time goes on, that definitely changes, I feel. So here we go, Fandango and Ricky Steamboat. Fandango, no stranger to competing with some real wrestling legends over on NXT, and obviously Rick Rude so far here on SmackDown. I mean, Rey Mysterio is undeniably a legend too, actually. Let's not get disrespectful to Mr. Mysterio for no reason. All right, let's not do that, huh? You want to stop that? Me? I think one day Rey might go into the Hall of Fame. Get it? Because there isn't a Hall of Fame in this universe. That was the thing I was trying to say there. The other day, I asked you guys, I think it was last week on SmackDown maybe, I asked you guys, what's your favorite brand? I got a couple of answers. None really seem to match the other, which I actually think is preferable. It means that like something is working different for other people here and there. So that was kind of cool to see. No one really seemed to share like the same opinion. My question to you this week, I'm not gonna like make this a weekly occurrence, don't worry, I'm just curious. What is some of your favorite championship runs so far in this universe? I was having a discussion on a stream recently about championships. No, I think we were discussing which ones were like kind of not so good. But I'd be really curious to hear, like, what are some of your... Actually, you know what? You want to throw that in as well? What are some of your favorite championship runs you've seen in this series? And what are some of your least favorite too, actually? I'd be really interested to hear some feedback on that. You know, you got 4 seasons to go through. I feel like, you know, there's been enough time where I feel like something's got to have stood out to someone, right? And something's got to have been like, you know... I was just kind of looking forward to when that one ended. Like, it's got to go both ways at this point, right? I mean, I don't know, but... maybe. Big neck breaker there by Fandango. In control of WIKI Steamboat right now. Always so impressive, Fandango. Why are they chanting, "You still got it"? These guys have been regular. I mean, I guess WIKI Steamboat has been a little inactive here and there, but "you still got it" kind of implies that, you know, he's losing it because he's not around. And that's not very nice of them to say. Northern Light suplex here. Fandango calling for the end after the last dance. Is it going to be over, though? No. And the question is now, what is it? Well, no, sorry, that's the last dance, isn't it? I always think that other move is to begin with. I feel like that happens a lot. Forgive me. Well, there you have it. The match is over. Fandango picking up his 3rd victory since debuting here on SmackDown. I'll tell you, that hot streak, that can take you quite the distance. Tell him how it's said. Every week, he's got to do it. Tell him how it's said. Here we go. Shut up. Spectacular. Wonderful. What a great part of Friday nights. Okay, well, it sounds like he's not getting cheered this week. Unfortunately, I guess this crowd weren't quite as enamored by Fandango as some others are. Well, you know what? I'm enjoying seeing Fandango's rise, and it's a good win here tonight. But now we must move on. And up next is our semi-main event this week on SmackDown. Triple H was attacked backstage and shaved by the coalition, the alignment of JBL, Sandow, and Scott Steiner. Well, he looks to get even with them here tonight as he faces Scott Steiner one-on-one. But their call name is the Coalition. Why did he say the coal miners? What the fuck? Is that like some kind of classic, amazing, top quality wrestling game glitch? Probably. Well, they are the Coalition, not the coal miners. Stupid group name that would be. The Coalition, the group of JBL, Sandow, and Scott Steiner. If you don't know what a coalition is, it's basically a alignment of people who are very different, have different interests, different take on things, and yet they come together for one mutual cause. And that would, I think, sum up what an intellectual savior, a businessman, and a musclehead freak, genetic freak, and that ain't normal. I'd sum them up quite well, I'd say. I don't know what the hell they were thinking targeting Triple H. I think, honestly, Night of Champions, that World Heavyweight title match was incredible. I'm really glad that the attack didn't take anything out of Triple H, and the match just 2 days prior didn't take too much out of Bret. They had a great match. Triple H said that it was heartbreaking, obviously, having to accept that he is just no longer in the running for the World Heavyweight Championship looking forward, but at the same time, well, they freed up some space for him to find something new to focus on, just in the nick of time, because 3 guys decided that they have an issue with Triple H. And guess what? He's going to take that issue right back at them. So here we go. Triple H here tonight against Scott Steiner, and obviously I feel like this is just the beginning. And I'm going to be right back. Alright, hopefully that wasn't too long that you had to look at the pause screen for there. I want to start playing. I don't play matches very often. What am I doing? Scott Steiner starting things off in control against Triple H, and obviously this is a really, really important opportunity for Scott Steiner tonight. If he can beat Triple H, that's a victory over a former World Heavyweight Champion and the first ever WWE Champion. That's a humongous win for Scott Steiner here tonight, if he can get it. I mean, this is someone who has, you know, he's come onto the scene not that long ago, you know, kind of early on in Season 4. We're talking like... You know what? Something about running and punching the side of the ring feels like very on point Scott Steiner behavior. I know it's just the game being the game, but like, just, I don't know. I could hear him like yelling something as he did it. I don't know what, but you could picture it. Why do people hate this Scott Steiner character model? I remember this being like, people were really mad about this. I never really got why. Is it just because he's missing like his entrance gear? I'd assume it's probably that, right? Like he doesn't, I think he comes out wearing his little glasses, but like he's not got his chains. Or does he come out wearing the glasses? I mean, I don't think he comes out with anything actually. But yeah, I think that's the best I can think as to why people didn't like, because I mean, it's good. I think he's missing a tattoo, but he might not have had it for the time period this is based on, because I'm not that familiar with Scott Steiner, I'll be honest. I like him. I definitely think he's the better Steiner, hands down. You know, I think the right one got pushed. But, I don't know, I can't really think of why people weren't happy about this character model. As I say, I guess maybe I'm just not that familiar with Steiner and I should probably keep my mouth shut, but I don't know. I mean, I find it weird that he's like an NWO one when there's nothing NWO about him. I don't think he's got an NWO taunt or, you know, nothing in his entrance has alluded to it. I don't think anything in his Victor animation alludes to it. He doesn't have like the shirt like every other member or anything. Like, so I mean, I guess maybe it's that. I don't know. I mean, I feel like, again, I don't know anything about Steiner, especially I don't know anything about the NWO. I never really watched any of that stuff, but I'm getting to it in like my like watch through stuff. I mean, I'm at 94 right now, and I'm actually skipping WCW completely until Nitro starts because WCW is just fucking boring in comparison. I mean, 94 WWF is extremely bad too, don't get me wrong. Between Duke the Dumpster being on every week and Jerry Lawler having a little person rivalry with Doink the Clown, that is like some pure Vince McMahonism. I know I fucking hate how much people whinge about Vince, but like, that is, honestly, you just know he was having a fucking field day being sat at the commentary desk watching a bunch of little people wrestle. Because that is comedy gold to Vince. And he ruined my wrestling. Triple H with a big right hand is Scott Steiner and DDT. I mean, there's some good stuff in '94 WWF too. Bret's reign's been great. I actually feel like I got a newfound liking of Bob Backlund. I never really cared much for him, but his heel run in '94 is really good. The way they build him up, because the thing is, I'm a promo guy. I like promos and stuff. I like that level of like development. The matches are okay, but I like seeing more of the story development and character development. And his has been really good that I've been watching so far. Yeah, I probably won't see a lot of Steiner for a while. I mean, I'm going to try and actually watch the episodes of Nitro. I tried once before, and the amount of jabs at WWF almost immediately, like, I couldn't sit through it for very long. I know that it was like actually like a real serious competition between those two companies, and obviously I know WWF throws it back. I mean, I remember this one episode where like Jeff Jarrett goes off on like a big old like work shoot promo shitting on WCW. Ooh, what a win for Scott Steiner! So, you know, I mean, I know it goes both ways back then. That part of it I don't necessarily love. The Coalition. It's the Coalition! I'm gonna have to make sure that I haven't, like, accidentally picked the wrong one. I mean, those would be really close to each other. Coal Miner Coalition. No, the show's not over. Don't listen to them. We got one more match coming up next, and it's going to be a good one. I'm telling you, it's going to be a real good one. The World Heavyweight Championship is on the line up next as CM Punk gets one major opportunity to face off against the man I think he's had a lot of respect for in his life. The best there is. Bret Hart versus the best in the world, CM Punk, for the World Heavyweight Championship up next. Shout out to all my pinky ring wearers in the viewers in the chat. Well, here he comes, Bret Hart. What a World Heavyweight Champion this man has been, by the way. This is, I believe, his 6th World Heavyweight Championship. It might be his 5th, but he's been on fire lately. This guy has barely gone a week without defending the World Heavyweight Championship. In fact, last week he defended it twice. I think many defenses is this is his 5th title defense tonight. It could be his last, you know. He could be ending his championship reign at just 33 days here tonight if he loses to CM Punk, or obviously the potential of a cash-in. Also, I haven't seen that, like, violent frame drop shit from before. I always got the impression that the reason I think that might not have been the game, and that might have been the PS3, is I feel like the component cable was kind of shitty, and I feel like sometimes the pass-through would cut out, so I could see it, like, occasionally being a little bit loose and the frames dropping because of that, like it's, like, struggling to keep the connection. I don't know that for a fact. That's just me guessing. But if we don't see any more drop frames, that'd be really cool. I mean, we will in like 6-man tag team matches. I know that it just can't handle those very well. But, you know, we don't have that much left of season 4. You know, we're about just over halfway through, I believe. What a huge opportunity this is for CM Punk. You know, CM Punk main evented the first ever Friday Night SmackDown in this series. It was just fresh off the back of Survivor Series. CM Punk faced Randy Orton one-on-one and suffered a loss to Orton. Orton at the time the first ever World Heavyweight Champion. I believe that's correct. I went to check myself on that one. I wasn't too sure. And Bret Hart, by the way, has been recently saying that should he survive until then, there is one man he wants to face for the World Heavyweight Championship at Hell in a Cell, and that is Randy Orton. He says, after defeating Triple H at Night of Champions, he can't help but wonder to himself what could have been had Randy won at SummerSlam. And he doesn't really like the idea of someone being banned from challenging for the title. He wants to face the very best of the best. So Bret is currently pushing to face Randy Orton at Hell in a Cell for his championship, which I think is insane. You know, Bret has acknowledged the fact that Randy Orton won the first Hell in a Cell in this series, defeating The Undertaker at the main event of the first WrestleMania. And he says that there is no better man, no better challenge for Hell in a Cell than Randy Orton, and he really wants to see that happen. So Bret is pushing to get the ban lifted, at least for one night only. I think that's very unheard of from a champion, but Bret is unlike any other, truthfully. Of course, I speak about the potential of Bret facing someone at Hell in a Cell. He may not make it to Hell in a Cell. This could be his final World Heavyweight Championship defense here tonight. I think he's got a great opponent on hand. CM Punk and Bret Hart. Wow. It's not going to appear on screen, but you can always Google it. Can I just take a minute to appreciate Kofi Kingston's render in this game, by the way? He looks stoned out of his fucking mind in that render. I don't know. Maybe he does. I don't know what Kofi gets up to in his personal life. I was about to say I don't think Kofi does any kind of drugs, but I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think anyone does. Well, CM Punk being very quick on the offense here tonight. I feel like these are two very similar based superstars. I feel like Bret Hart is, like he is for many, I feel like he's a huge influence for CM Punk. And I feel like here tonight, facing off against Punk, this is probably an honor and a privilege for the both of them. I feel like the thing about Bret Hart is he's such a respectable guy, and he's so respectful too, that I feel like should he lose to Punk here tonight, he'd shake his hand. He'd show him respect. Drops Punk outside of the ring, over the ropes and out, and now Bret taking the fight to the outside in the big right hand. And, oh! Down goes Bret. CM Punk really coming in with those strikes as Bret... He's fumbling a little bit tonight. I don't know what's going on with him. Maybe his match against Triple H on Night of Champions after his match against Sandow last week on SmackDown. Maybe he's had enough. Maybe this is, we're finally seeing Bret Hart a little cooked. Maybe he's finally done. Like put a fork in him, take him out of the oven. That man's face. he's ready to go. And by go I mean go away. I don't want to sound disrespectful to Bret. I mean, he's done a great job. He's been a great champion. He's done a great job. I said before, lose to Punk tonight. There is no shame in that. When you say that this guy has defended that title, win or lose tonight, 5 times, how could you shame this man for his championship run? And you got to keep in mind, by the way, that Bret Hart has been champion for 33 days. That's just shy of 5 weeks. Which means that he has defended that title the equivalent of once every week. Now, I know obviously there was a week he didn't defend it. He competed in a 6-man tag match instead. But, he didn't actually... he made up for that week by defending the title twice. We haven't gotten some confirmation for you, by the way, that, as I mentioned before. Going forward, PLEs, as they like to call them, I guess I should probably get used to saying that rather than resisting, will no longer be solo branded going forward, so you will be seeing both the WWE Championship and World Heavyweight Championship defended at Hell in a Cell. As a matter of fact, we know that Stone Cold Steve Austin will be challenging for the WWE Championships. Austin and The Rock revisiting their rivalry from back in May. I'm really looking forward to seeing that one take place. Well, actually, I think it was back in April, but yeah, it was fresh off the back of The Rock becoming WWE Champion. Austin was his first challenger, and he might be his last challenger. Rock will be damn near 200 days as WWE Champion heading into Hell in a Cell, which, by the way, will be the longest World Championship reign we have witnessed in this season thus far. Punk very much in control right now as he... I feel like Bret has really struggled to find himself in this match. I feel like Punk has been very much all over Bret Hart. Drop kick attempt to Bret, put CM Punk with a reversal, and now float over DDT. Imagine how much that changes the landscape of SmackDown as CM Punk picks up that victory here tonight. I mean, that would be groundbreaking, truthfully. Float over DDT. A leg sweep takes down Bret Hart. CM Punk now once again in control. Back and forth between these two as Bret takes down CM Punk. And now the World Heavyweight Champion, the defending champion, back in control. But not for long. Oh no, here we go. And this is what I mean, these two are very technically sound, as you see right there. No one man really able to take control of the other for very long. You can expect that in this one. Each one of these two knows a reversal for every hold in the book. Big kick to the back of the head of CM Punk and an elbow drop on top. Oh, great reversal there by Punk. Back and forth between these two. I wonder who will hit that first big move in this one, you know. When will we see that power driver from Bret, or better yet, the sharpshooter? Can CM Punk survive the sharpshooter? What about if Bret Hart gets put in the Anaconda Vice? Of course, there is also the go to sleep. A lot of big moves in these guys' arsenal. CM Punk now could be looking to put this one to rest, as I just mentioned that. Big Bulldog. CM Punk going in for the cover. Imagine he could be the first man to pin or submit Bret Hart here tonight. By the way, Bret has, I believe, passed 20 victories this season, which is a record high. I don't think anyone has hit 20 yet. This season, I'm talking about, not overall. This season alone, Bret has got 20 victories and like 3 losses. Go to sleep connecting on Bret Hart. CM Punk might have just gotten the World Heavyweight Championship. No. Imagine if that was it. I tell you, it would have been very short-lived, but there would be so much respect. Elbow drop off the ropes. Punk is really in control right now. I'm actually a little concerned for Bret. Is it true? Has he actually been wearing himself thin just a little too much with these back-to-back matches? You know, there's not been a single SmackDown without Bret Hart since SummerSlam, since winning the World Heavyweight Championship. Right hand to the head of CM Punk and gets into that big kick, strike to the midsection, and now Bret into the roll-up here on Punk. No. And that has won Bret quite a few matches in the past. Oh, here we go. Bret Hart hiking CM Punk up for a pile driver. Good God. He'll be complaining about that one online soon. Cover attempt here on CM Punk. And just a 2 count. Sharpshooter does not normally come too far after the pile driver, though. Bear in mind that that means Bret, he's looking to potentially finish this soon. I think that's a good idea. CM Punk has been very impressive. I still can't get how much better this game looks. Like, sometimes you just don't realize how much of a difference the smallest things make. I just wish using an HDMI on the PS3 wasn't so complicated, but I'm glad to finally be there. I mean, it's not if you're just playing it on your TV, it's only if you're recording it, but it's a problem. You can just put your HDMI on your PS3 and it'll be okay. If you're ever looking at this going, well, I don't understand. You always used the HDMI on my PS3. Yeah, it depends on if you were recording with it. Roll-up attempt reversed here by CM Punk. This could be the end of Bret's reign. It would definitely be an upset. No. Here we go. Is this going to be the end of this match? CM Punk's foot might be in the ropes, but a 1, and that's a kick out. I tell you, this has been a back-and-forth technical masterpiece already between these two. I will say that it feels like Punk has generally had more of an upper hand against Bret in this match. If I could just make that observation. I do feel like this has been more Punk than Bret. Punk now, fired up. Bret, nope. Reversed. You can't keep Punk down. Well, I guess with a little bit of backstage politicking you could. Reversal there, and now Punk is back in control. Couple drop kicks. CM Punk finds himself in control of Bret Hart once again. Elbow drop. No. Bret, what is going on? I don't know what's going on with Bret. I feel like he's gone a little brain dead. Punk looking to potentially hit that Bulldog again, but look at a change of heart. And Punk did say he was going to be ruthless tonight against Bret, that he was not going to let up, and so far he has certainly done that. I feel like Bret has barely been able to get a move in. Ooh! Big kick across the head of the Hitman, and now a cover attempt on Bret, and that's a kick out straight away. Yeah, I gotta say, Bret has not looked good here tonight. I think we could be witnessing the end of that World Championship reign. He can't keep Punk down. I mean, he can't even keep control of Punk. This is one of those situations, I spoke about this many times before, where it is everything to gain, nothing to lose, and that might very well pay off for CM Punk. Go to sleep. The GTS connecting. CM Punk covering Bret Hart. That's got to be it. It's over. Punk. No. I really thought. I really thought. Holy hell. Punk has been incredible. Bret can't get a move in. Bret cannot get a move in. Oh, Bret, what was that? You lost sight. Uh-oh. Bret Hart rolled up. This could be the end of this one. Oh, no, no, no. Here we go. We're turning things around once again. Once again. This one. Shifting momentum. Shifting gears. And that's a kick out by CM Punk. We have not seen the sharpshooter yet. I do wonder if that is... no. No. Don't do it this way. God damn, don't do it this way. Thank God. I don't mind if Punk wins, but not that way. Drop kick. I mean, leg drop even. That's not a drop kick at all. 12 minutes almost into this match, and Bret has not busted out the sharpshooter. You really have to wonder why at this point. What is he saving his ultimate hold? The move that has won him so many matches for... Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I spoke too soon. Bret Hart locking in the sharpshooter and CM Punk. He's very close to those ropes, though. He is very, very close to those ropes. And I don't think Punk's going to be tapping out. No. The fans are on their feet chanting CM Punk. And a big heel kick to Bret Hart. Is this the end of the Hitman in this matchup? He is busted open, and that will obviously take its toll. Oh, catches Punk. Come on, Bret, do a little more in this match. You know what? You know what? I'd hate to see it, but it could happen. Is this gonna be the end? Please don't be the end. Please no. Okay, CM Punk finding out of that one. The fans really in support. I think it did say we were in Chicago, to be fair. This would be huge. I can't remember, but I think it said we were in Chicago at the start of the show. I can't actually remember. I don't really take that much notice of that, even though I put it on every episode's wiki entry. Big left hand by Bret and a takedown. The Hitman is in control once again. He seems to be struggling to figure out what to do next. And you know what? I feel like they're both struggling. Alright, they have busted it all out in this one. Over attempt, that would be a very underwhelming finish. I'm glad it wasn't. Into the corner and a big clothesline. This one really running the clock thin. 2 kicks to the midsection by the Hitman, and I don't really know what to even think of this match at this point, other than it feels like it's inevitable that CM Punk is going to win that World Heavyweight Championship right now. He has got Bret so much in the palm of his hands, so to speak. Bret now, knocked down, elbow drop, oh, reversal. Nope, this one continuing. 14 minutes deep. This is a PLE main event worthy match right now. Longer than any match at Night of Champions was, as a matter of fact. The backbreaker. It's, oh, I think Bret was going for the part of the sharpshooter, but CM Punk reversed it. That might be the beginning of the end for Bret Hart. Punk just, he's got a reversal for everything. I'm telling you, he hits one more of those go to sleep, so I think he's oh my god, Anaconda Vice. Could he make Bret tap? He could do it. Oh my god! Whoa! Bret Hart just tapped. Holy hell! It happened. It actually happened. Well, that's the risk you take when you defend your championship every single week. Your body starts to wear out on you. He wanted the best, he got the best. And I'll tell you what, CM Punk has never been more justified to call himself the best in the world. What a win. What a match. Good God. I don't think I've ever freaked out that hard about a result in this whole series. Wow. Well, I said before that no shame in losing here tonight. Bret has been an incredible champion, but I don't think he played his title reign the smartest, and just like that, CM Punk is finally a world champion. He's been chasing that title for 3 years, and he has finally won it here on the show where he started it all, Friday Night SmackDown. Well, thank you all for watching this unbelievable episode of SmackDown. I was not expecting, I don't think anyone was expecting that. What an outcome. I'll see you next time.